4 years ago, I ran an 82% marketing agency with 7 figures in revenue, and today I have 0 employees. I removed all of them and exchanged them with AI, and I make more money. And it's because the agency model is collapsing. And it was not me who said it. Sam Altman believes that artificial intelligence will soon enable the creation of the first one-person billion-dollar company. And he said that it will be with the power of just one person and 10,000 GPUs. In today's market, you don't need yet 10,000 GPUs because you can use hundreds of them and create a full-blown one-person service-based agencies that you will be able to provide tremendous amount of value for your audience, for your clients. And I want to show you how. And it's because AI changed the entire value exchange game. If we take this old path, so let's say you got a new client, and let's think for a moment that you are an agency that help people design or build applications. So in this old business model, you needed to get the client, then understand exactly what are their requirements that they need. And then once you understand it, you started designing, and designing took like 2 weeks of you hiring persons. So first of all, you start removing the margin of your business because now you need to hire people. And now you have this designer who takes 2 weeks to create the user interface and the user experience and provide it to you, and you give her feedback, and then you present it to the client. And by now, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the client just saw for the first time his potential application, but he just saw it with his eyes. He couldn't really touch it, play with this, do anything with this. And then it gave you a week, and there is another week for feedback and changes, and then you start developing the actual platform. So imagine for a moment that we remove this entire old path of running an agency, and we change and exchange it with a totally different value-based game, which is you get the client, you get the requirement, and then instead of just designing, you are going to use AI to both design and develop, but not just one design, because now you're not just using a human that takes him a lot of time and he cannot duplicate himself and he cannot work 24/7. But when you have AI that can design and develop 6 different options in less than 4 hours, and you don't even need to present it to the user. Imagine that you create 6 different versions of the same product. And then let's say that the first feature is authentication. So you create 6 different ways to show the user the login and the sign up. One time it's login and sign up on the left side with an image on the right. One time it's image behind. One time it's with Google and Apple and Microsoft. One time it's just email and password. And you create those 6 different designs and you already deploy it using native Fiverr sell, and now you can literally send the link to your client that he can already go in his own home, his own browser, and click and play and check what he likes from your website. And it didn't took 3 weeks, 1 month of UX development. It was just like, here are 6 different variations of user interface with specific user experience in them. And it took us 4 hours to just shoot you a link that you can literally go into and start playing and building with. And that's immediate feedback that you will get from the client. Now, imagine for a moment the amount of value that you provide a client, especially when we think about who are those clients. As business owners, we all the time need to think about the buyer persona, the ICP, who is the client we're selling to. And when you think about this business owner, entrepreneur who have an idea, right? And he's, wow, I have this idea, it's burning in my mind, I have to see it in action. And he needs to wait a month just to see something versus he needs to wait 4 hours just to see something. And it's not even to see, it's to play with. He can literally start engaging with his application, giving you live feedback. And that becomes value-based offer. And this can be done with one-person service business versus this, which you need designers, maybe you need developers, but here your designers, your developers are AI. It's, again, you can already do those things with Cursor, with Windsurf, with Replit, with Lovable. All of this is doable. It's not that I'm talking about the future 1 year from now. No, this is things that we are doing, for example, today. While I am building all of those videos, we're also building the VibeOS, right? Which is like a complete platform that you can literally come here and go to offers and create a complete new offer that in one click will give you a complete summary of your offer, your buyer persona. And then you can take this offer and just like new brand guidelines, choose an offer, let's say the LinkedIn engine, and generate brand guidelines. And this will create complete brand guidelines for you. And that was like one click. So imagine the amount of time it took for me to create brand guidelines for my customer. It took so much time to sit with the designer and sit with the client and then understand what they want to do and then provide the client three different options. But here are three different options. Here is the font, here's the color palette, here is the mood and feeling, here's the visual personality. And behind this, there are so many data points that entrepreneur doesn't care about. It's just, okay, I want this. And now that I have this, build me a complete funnel with the offer and the brand guidelines. So that's Vibe marketing. This is what we're building. Or let's take another example. Imagine that this agency is not just development agency, because like you can say, yeah, of course, Windsurf, Cursor, Replit, Lovable, those are all dev platforms. And yes, I agree. But let's take it for like a marketing agency, which like the agency market, I think is valuated as maybe, I don't know, like the service-based market is around $8 billion, I think $8 trillion. I don't remember the exact number. Anyway, don't catch me on that, please. So if you think about this marketing agency, and this is something I've been building for myself, like personal use, we do provide it in our VibeOS community, which if you want to learn more, you can check the link in the description. But essentially, it's this complete LinkedIn automation. And this is how I started. I was like, okay, I hate writing content online. I don't have the time for this. I have so many things to share. How can I duplicate my brain? So I literally created this Airtable database that every single Zoom conversation, every idea I have, I just have all of those Telegram bots. And this is my content lead. And I can shoot him ideas. I can shoot him videos. I can shoot him everything that I find and interesting. And behind it, there are, on every single Zoom conversation I'm having, there is 14 different agents that go and analyze everything I'm saying and creating what I call neural snapshots. So this is like my second brain. Everything, my principle, my methodologies, my mental models, my stories, everything is here. It's 96 different neural snapshots of who I am. And each neural snapshot have 26 data points from what is the thought, what is the emotion behind the thought, when it was, like the timestamp, what triggered this thinking process, what other people are thinking, or the counter thought, how it's related to all of my offers, to everything I'm building. And like my content machines are using this. So imagine that you have this content machine and now you're saying like, okay, I get a new client. You can start posting not in 2 weeks after we see it and we analyze who you are and what you're doing and what is your business. Like you can use this to create a complete new offer and just explain the offer, say whatever, you can just record the offer. And now you have the complete like brain that you are building around who you are. And now we just take this and all you need to do is record your story one time and we plug it into the agents and they create this entire thing. And then you can literally plug in all of those automations to your client. And now you're a day after, one day, like 24 hours after, can already have his first LinkedIn post, Instagram post, X post posted based on not just generic, like going to ChatGPT and asking, can you please write a LinkedIn post for me about? No, it's your story, it's your information. So this is the future. This is what Sam talked about, like just one person and those AIs that can be automated into creating complete applications, into creating complete content to social media. And imagine how crazy it is because, for example, for me, if we take the marketing example, all of those things are saved. Like I have all of those assets in my NA10 and I can duplicate this for anyone and I can install it for any client. And that the more assets I have, the lower the delivery time per client becomes. Because if now I have 6 different options, and if you saw my last video, and if you didn't, it was about vibe coding and my top golden nuggets of how to vibe code. And one of the things there was the token system that you can literally take the entire application and just change a color. So like you have an application, you change the color and the entire application branding changed. So like you can create those 6 different options and all you need is the client brand guidelines, you drop it in and now suddenly, boom, you have a complete application ready for the new client. You didn't need to even go and design anything. And it just like took 5 minutes and you could send it to the client like 3 hours after if you want, because like how could you actually do it in 5 minutes? And this is crazy scalable. Think how scalable it is. Wow. It's blowing my mind every time I'm thinking about it because like now you are this one person, you have built those assets on the back of the first client, the second client, and then on the third client, you already have different assets, different features that you can just like, yeah, of course, I can just drop it here. I can drop it here, just change the branding. It's automatically happening if you can automate this and boom, you have it. So this shows us that this is not a dream. Like one person service business is here. You can be a solopreneur that can build a team of AIs and use those team of AIs for everything you are doing. For example, I have an AI employee who is my personal assistant. She's connected to all of my Gmails, calendar, idea table, like my Notion, my Zoom. I just shoot her a message like schedule an appointment with X in this time, call it like this, and she is doing it. Or I have my content manager who I can drop into his like chat videos and posts from all of the social media platforms or ideas I have, and he can score them, enhance them based on my brain, my business assets, my audience, and create complete posts from them, create complete presentations from them, like social media posts for Instagram. And this is already here. If you just sit down, learn the skills, or if you want to expedite the process, just join our community. And we have also the free community. If you want, we have over 12,000 founders here. And if you can just join the free community, and you will already get like the personal assistant. You will get no code N8N automations and learning how to use them, the vibe coding, like marketing if you don't know marketing. So all of this is attainable. Now, if you want to learn more about how you can use vibe coding, you can check my last video. It's with all of the golden nuggets about how I personally do vibe coding and all of the things I've learned in the last 9 months. And thank you for being here. Until next time.